Going through a divorce during the holidays can be stressful, and if you're in that situation, you may be worried about what's going to happen. Hi, I'm Max Ruthenberg-Marshall, attorney and founder of Porchlight. Today I'm going to be sharing 9 tips for a peaceful holiday season during divorce. So tip number 1 is to focus on the kids. If you think this is challenging for you, it's probably doubly challenging for them. So you want to make sure they have a good holiday experience no matter what happens. You don't want them to know that you and your spouse are arguing over where they're going to spend what holiday and what time you're going to have with them, or who's going to give what gift or anything like that. You want to let the children just enjoy the joy of the holiday. So no matter what goes wrong, even if you don't end up getting exactly what you want, you still want to make it a good experience for your kids. Tip number 2 is to get support. This is a new situation that you're navigating that is fraught with emotions. So make sure that you have a support system in place to get you through this experience. That could be a therapist, it could be a friend or supportive family member who you know when you call that they're gonna drop everything and just listen to you vent or cry or whatever it is that you need to do right away. But you wanna make sure that you have those people that you can turn to for support during this difficult time. Tip 3 is to create a clear plan. So you don't want there to be confusion, either for your sake or the kids' sake, over what the holiday schedule is. So sit down well in advance of the holidays, whatever holidays that you celebrate, lay them out and create a holiday calendar for how you and your spouse are going to share that time with your kids. Keep in mind that you can't have all the holidays just like your spouse can't have all the holidays. So you're going to need to make some concessions and really focus on what's going to be best for the kids. So if you celebrate Christmas, for example, and your spouse's family has a huge get together every Christmas and all your family is out of town and you don't typically celebrate Christmas with them, it's probably going to be more fun and more comforting for the kids to go to the big celebration that they've always gone to rather than to travel out of state when that's not their typical holiday routine. Whatever you end up agreeing to, write it out on a calendar, send an email confirmation, make sure that there is absolutely no ambiguity. Tip 4 is to communicate expectations to your children. So just like this is a confusing process for you and your spouse to navigate, it's the same for your children. This is where that shared calendar can really come into play. You can print out a copy and put it on the fridge for the kids so they know exactly what holidays are going to be where, what holiday events are going to be participating in this year, and they know what to expect for the holiday season. Tip 5 is to remain positive for your kids. So as we discussed, you might not get what you want out of the schedule, but you don't want your kids to be disappointed because of that. So going back to our early example, if you don't get them for Christmas, you don't want to be telling them how sad you are, how much you're going to miss them on Christmas. You want to be telling them they're going to have such a great time with the other spouse's family and encouraging them to enjoy that celebration. Tip 6 is to invite supportive relatives and friends. So this goes back to making sure that you have your team you in place who you know is going to support you. You'll want them to participate in whatever holiday celebrations you have. That can be if you have the kids and this is a new routine that you're setting up for them, a new type of holiday celebration, or if you don't have the kids, you may need that support even more so that you're not feeling alone and lonely on the holidays. So make sure that you have people who you love that you can spend the holidays with. And at the same time, if you have someone who is not super helpful to the divorce process, who's highly critical of your spouse and isn't going to be able to resist saying negative things, you may not want that toxic energy around you, and you definitely don't want it around your kids if you have any kids. So that might not be the best person to spend the holidays with this year. Tip 7 is get creative with new traditions. Sure, you've got some old traditions that you're definitely going to still do. They're probably not all going to be possible, and maybe not possible in the same ways that they were before. They might need to be slightly modified. But there could be some traditions that you need to let go of. Say you go with your spouse's family every year to see the holiday lights in the garden. You're not going to go with them this year, but going without them is just going to make you sad. You don't have to go. Find new traditions that can make your holiday special and important. Tip 8. Be gentle with yourself. Things are not going to go perfectly, so don't get down on yourself when they don't go perfectly. And you don't have to expect yourself to be super happy every single moment of the holidays. You can be sad and you can take time to experience that and hopefully return to being happy and celebrating the holidays after you've had time to process that emotion. But don't be overly harsh on yourself, whether the traditions aren't happening as planned, whether there are hiccups in the schedule, whatever it is that happens, be kind, forgive yourself, and move forward so you can focus on the rest of the holiday experience and enjoy that part. Tip number 9 for those of you with children is to coordinate gift giving. This is actually kind of a bonus tip because we've got a couple sub tips in here that we're going to go over as well. So the first part of coordinating a gift is if your kid wants something big, see if you can split it. So if you and your spouse can go in on the cost and make it clear that this is a gift from both parents. So they get to feel that excitement from both parents, even though they're only going to open it in one parent's household. But of course, if your spouse isn't willing to do this, just let it go. Don't be sad or upset that you're not going to be participating in this gift. Be happy that your child is getting this gift. The next sub part is try to avoid duplicate gifts, but don't sweat it if they happen. So it would be great if you and your spouse or soon-to-be ex-spouse can talk and say what you're getting each for the kids so that you don't end up having overlap. But if you do, don't fret it. Just take the kid back to the store and get them excited about picking out something else. You don't want to make the kid feel bad when they open the second present just because it's a duplicate. Laugh it off. Isn't it funny that both parents know them so well that they knew that they would love that gift? Our next sub part is to remember that a gift is a gift. That means the recipient of the gift gets to choose what happens with it. So your child gets to bring any gift you give them over to the other parent's house. Giving them a gift and only letting them keep it at your house is not a gift. It is an attempt at control and buying favoritism, and it's really not nice. So whatever you give them, be prepared that they may want to enjoy it at the other parent's house too. Our final sub part is don't compete. It's tempting to outdo the other spouse and one-up them on gifts, and you may think that's gonna make your kid feel great, but it's just gonna make your kid feel the tension and competition between their parents. And that's not a good thing for any kid to experience on their holiday. So keep your holidays about the same as they have been in terms of gift giving. This year is not the year to suddenly go all out. Starting a divorce during the holidays is hard. Porchlight is here to help you navigate the experience and minimize the impact of your divorce on your holiday season.